So it's Bella, yeah? Yeah, and who are you with today, Bella? Partner. What's your partner's name?
It doesn't need to be in your record, does it?
Well, it'd be helpful if he's
What for? No.
if there's going to be any inclusion in conversation.
No.
No?
Do you want to give your name? Or not?
No.
Okay. So you've driven a long way to come and see me, yeah?
I've had to, haven't I? Because I haven't been able to get hold of anybody. We've been playing hide and seek all week, haven't we?
Well, I don't think that's...
Anyway, so your assessment, what's the procedure?
to...
Work with both parents?
Yeah.
Why haven't I been worked with?
Lisa spoke with you last night, didn't she?
She's already done her assessment. Why
She
haven't?
hasn't completed her assessment.
Yes, she has. She told me.
Okay.
Going to CIN apparently. And you know that email I sent over about Dad lying? About
I
Dad?
haven't seen any emails.
Yeah, he's a compulsive liar, he's a diagnosed sociopath. Which social care don't seem to have a problem with either. You know what I mean? Like the manipulation. A sociopath is a psychopath, it comes under the same umbrella. These lot made sure I could not speak about the abuse my children have suffered throughout the court case. It was reported on the 21st or the 24th of March 2021 when my son spoke out. There was 3 adults present, by the way. You wouldn't know because no investigation's been done. My son's doctor had to make a referral for negligence in 2022 because my kids have got PTSD.
And those are the ones that live with you?
And Jack.
Okay.
They haven't just gathered PTSD in 2 months, have they?
No,
That got
just...
diagnosed when we escaped
That
from
was a
Hull.
clarifying question as to
Yeah,
which children
that was
you're talking
diagnosed
about,
when we
Bella.
escaped the abuse. So, sorry, because my head is all over the place for all the gaslighting, right? So the doctor, my son's GP had to refer for socials negligence. That's when this abuse report came. There you go. Jack's name was left out, but it's also on your reports, isn't it? From my first complaint, what was upheld from Jack in 2020, telling school that Dad feeds him chili. Why is Jack's name not in there then?
Is this from Lisa's involvement?
That's no, it's all been done on purpose. I'm not playing games. I'm making a YouTube channel. I am exposing this whole thing because I know what you've all done. You want that mass meeting one done? That you could quit a job. She told me. She told me.
Who quit the job?
Cook, Jack's old social worker, before he was illegally removed off me. Before I ended up suicidal because you've trapped me in 14 years of abuse after my children have been abused for 5 years.
And I know this is really difficult for you,
No,
and I know that Jack has had a lot of social care involvement in the past, hasn't he?
Yeah, why is that though? Because we won't blame all this on me. What did Dad come to go to jail for?
I don't know. I don't know
He
the answer
came
to
in
that.
my flat, so I wouldn't get back with him, and he stamped all over my daughter's dad's head.
Right.
Not his daughter, my daughter. She's got a different dad, but Danny made me lie. Because I've been brainwashed for 10 years. I didn't learn what a narcissist was until 2019. He's actually a sociopath.
Right.
Now, you have got the report.
My understanding is that there was a private legal matter where the
And
local...
basically what happened was, which you were aware of the abuse before this happened, it's all in your records, okay? So, basically, my other 2 had stopped going because he force-fed Jordan. It was 2020, I don't know the exact date, Jordan doesn't, it was the end of March, early March, end of March time-ish of 2020. Help me out, please.
He force-fed him a full bag of chili and made him drink a pint of water.
He didn't
I've heard it
force-fed
come-
him, he stood over him.
Held his
Like
mouth
that.
open and made him
Because
do
he'd
it.
been given all 3, Jack included, for 5 years. What he does is he makes him eat 1. Jordan said no.
Made him eat 5.
Okay. So, Bella, I don't know if you
He was also getting Jack, my other 2, to beat my other 2 up, so you were aware that my other son Dan has been thrown at a wall, as well as being made to eat chili. You are aware that he was leaving then, went to contact after he had him call him Dad, because it was a control thing, obviously, yeah? I'm not arguing about this.
But
Why aren't you lot doing jobs for me? I'm not here to let you gaslight me anymore.
In terms of the timeline of these events though, Bella...
No, you should know this. Why was an investigation not done? Why did you not investigate? Why have I got a thing off the police when I put a complaint in saying that you lot told them to stay out of it because you were dealing with it in its entirety? My kids weren't spoken to. This report doesn't even state what it's actually done. You've minimised it all. Not you, sorry. I don't mean it you. When I say you, I mean social services.
Okay, and I can only talk about our current involvement, can't I?
No, you can't. You can talk about all of it. That was
But
written
we
by a whole
haven't
social
got
worker.
Yeah.
all of that.
It's not. No,
all-
are you ignoring abuse?
I'm not ignoring abuse. What I'm trying to say is all of that, from my understanding, is being dealt with
No, it
No,
hasn't.
it hasn't.
You're understanding
by
wrong.
Got to
our
let her
complaints
finish.
procedure.
No, it hasn't. No, it has not.
It's being looked into.
Why is Jack still there then? What does that say? What does that say?
Bella, what?
Record, please.
He's been recorded since
Yeah.
he came in.
What does that say? Please put your finger on that and tell me why my son is still with him. When it's in your records that my son spoke out first, Jack spoke first, and you lot ignored the referral from school in 2020.
Physical abuse on adult and child, yes.
Emotional as well.
Yeah, emotional, yes.
Why is my son still there?
My understanding is that a court made that decision.
Because you lot did this. That never went to court. No evidence
This
went to
wasn't allowed
court.
in court.
I wasn't allowed to talk about it.
I can't comment
And
on
social
that.
didn't get involved. Why didn't Danny and Jordan have a social worker read the report?
And there was a complaint 2 years ago, wasn't there?
Yeah, what came of that?
Where your other children were opened up for assessment.
And what happened?
I don't know the outcome of that.
It was upheld because social failed to act on their referral from school when Jack disclosed he didn't like seeing Dad because Dad feeds him chili. Social have also took it for themselves this time in my complaint. I've got Jack's women's aid work here. What I referred, not social services, that was after a week when I'd rang. Within a week, no one rang me, got an FA'd. I had to get my chicken support. Do you want to see Jack's work? Because all you lot have said is he enjoyed it. There you go, have a read.
And when did you do this work, Bella? Just out of curiosity. I'm just-
All court was on. Well, Jack had a social worker, but you won't work with her. You would not let Claire speak or put any reports in.
Into court.
To you lot, you didn't work with her.
Okay. I can't comment on any of that, Bella, because
It's not the point. We're here now.
we
I've
are
got the
here now,
evidence. Jack's still in there. Abuse is ongoing. I'm at the police station later to make a statement to
and,
prove my abuse, to prove ongoing abuse, coercive control of me and Jack. And then what are you going to do when he gets arrested for it? Because I've got proof.
and the assessment is looking at all of the emotional impact of what is going on for Jack. Not only
Are you
what
having
you're-
a laugh?
not only from the allegations that you're making about
Allegations are made.
about
So why
Jack.
hasn't she been spoken to?
We're looking at the concerns that have been shared about by you, Bella, about what's going on for Jack living at home. But we're also worried about Jack being stuck in the middle
That's his fault.
of you and his
And I
dad.
can prove it. Don't even go there with me. That's his fault. I tried to escape. You trapped us.
So why ain't social services acting on section 47 then?
We are actually.
It's child protection actually. It's not CIN. I've googled it.
That's if the outcome.
And you have to act on it because if you read what Mohammed put, the social worker, it said as long as the court orders adhered to, it was broken before. It was broken literally the day of the court order, and I've
Okay.
proved it numerous times here.
And when the court order's in place, look.
And am I allowed to see my child tomorrow because I'm staying an extra night now? So is Jack going to be brought here so I can have contact? Why are you lot not promoting Jack's contact with his mum, who he's grew up with, never been away from? I'm his safe parent. I've not abused my children. I didn't deserve this. Do you know why I illegally lost Jack? I went suicidal because I was trapped in abuse. I was watching my children suffer and suffer and suffer. Jack wouldn't go to school. That got twisted onto me. I've sent evidence of why he wouldn't go to school from his therapist because he was scared. Work this one out. Jack was scared that Miss was going to dress up as me and take him. Now, from a child's point of view, at 8 years old, that tells me, I know worked this out the other day, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
That means Jack knows how manipulative he is and how he can trick people.
Okay.
Also, I can prove that Jack was staying at my house. Danny's lying to you. Socials are lying in court and everything. Obviously, that news, that's done. That's Mohammed. He was sent in by an agency. That was done on purpose too. And now you're going in school, leaving Jack there where he can't speak out. He will get punished. And he's been made to lie to you. Do you know why he lied when he was at my house for court and stuff? Do you know how Danny gone to lie? Because I asked him. Told him he'd get put into foster care.
And if there's no concerns, why is Jack going to see the wellbeing officer
Yeah,
in
that's
school
what's good.
every day?
Yeah.
Every day he goes
I'll
to
tell
that
you why,
wellbeing
he hasn't
officer.
got no emotional support at home because sociopaths don't have a conscience or a heart or anything. Jack is not getting looked after emotionally. So he's getting his emotional support at school.
And a lot of children do.
No, we're not doing this. Not a lot of children do. My son is with a man who's already abused him and abused his brothers, who he's petrified of. Yeah?
But when Lisa's spoken with Jack,
I-
he hasn't shared.
Yeah, how
anything,
can
so
he? Are you unaware that children in abuse are scared to speak out
I do
as a
understand
social
that.
worker?
I do understand
Right,
that,
so
yes.
we've levelled that one out, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when Lisa's done direct work with Jack and spoken to him,
Where
on
does
a
Jack go home
basis,
to?
He goes home to his dad.
Thank you very much.
So why is he going to speak against the person he
Thank
goes
you very
home to
much.
and gets
Because we
abused
see
even more?
Thank you very much.
And it's that continuation.
Do you want to
of
see
the-
Jack with me tomorrow and see if you can get the truth out of him while I'm sat next to him? And when I tell him and you tell him that he won't be made to go back there.
I don't think it would be appropriate to
Why?
question a child in front of another parent.
Why?
I wouldn't do that in any instance.
But my child will feel safe then.
Right.
Like I said, I'm his safe parent.
Mhm.
So what we're doing, I'm doing this documentary.
Bella, I can't force Jack's
You can do your job.
dad to let him have contact with you.
Yes, you
There's a
can.
court-
You forced me to.
There's a court order in place.
Yeah, what says I'm to have contact?
Yeah.
So you're going to supervise it tomorrow?
It's a private matter then.
You're going
And
to
if-
supervise it
if
tomorrow.
the court
I haven't seen my son
order-
since last September.
If the court order's been breached, then it's a matter
It's been breached.
that you need to return to court.
No, you do.
For the judge.
It says social
Section
services have to act. It
47,
says it.
you have to act under Section 47.
a
It
child-
says
We
it.
don't,
We
we
don't.
don't act.
What, have you got a copy of the court order?
I do, yeah.
Please, can I see it?
Have you not got a copy?
No, not on there.
Not on us.
It's not good, is it?
We've got them on the system, obviously we don't carry children's
What,
records,
like
but-
doing his failed drug tests and everything else? You are aware. Do you want to see the evidence of him admitting to having Jack sleeping next to cannabis, taking a drug dealing too? Do you want to
Would
see
you
the
like to
evidence
show
of
me?
that?
When was that?
I'll email you it all.
You can show me now, Bella. if you
When was
want.
that? It's been ongoing abuse for 14 years. Jack has been in abuse his whole life.
Okay, but when...
Because Jack is...
You're talking about one specific...
And I'm
thing,
talking
I'm
about a
asking
lot
you
of
to
things.
just-
We're talking about a narcissist sociopath here
And I'm-
who's just lost control of his victim.
Mhm. And
Jack's a
I'm
weapon.
But I'm talking about the current concerns we've got for Jack. I can't override any court order.
So
If
show them the court
Jack's
report so they
dad
have to act on it.
has breached that order.
Yes, breached
You
it, and
need
I've
to
proved
take
it through your emails. No, you need to take it, and I'll show you in a minute. Because we're not really gonna. I'm not playing games with you lot anymore. You've done this to me. You've done it to the wrong person. I'm not scared. I won't be silenced. That's the thing. You took my son. What have I got to lose now? Bit silly, innit? Oh, that's a police one. What about him? Why is my son telling me that? Is it on your records that I told that I've stabbed Danny or something? You've got all this on email. It's all been ignored. Why does my son, never mind Jack's emotional, this and that, why is it being twisted against me and lied to? I'll tell you something, that's not Jack, that's Danny. Ask Jack if he wrote it, like ask Jack if he called me a discombobulated retard. Ask Jack if he stalked him on Facebook, sent a picture calling him Mr. Tumble, saying he stinks of beer and all this lot. I've sent you all the copies of it. You can see the abuse is going.
And I think the worry about... You've sent a lot of emails.
What's your worry about all my emails?
They don't...
Because what contact has
without-
all social services even attempted to have with me since last year?
Bella, without you sitting down and talking us through the
How could
emails,
I?
they don't really make
Yes,
much
they do make sense.
So
You
we
can
need
blatantly
to
see it.
understand the context
And I've had to travel from Cornwall,
of what you're telling us.
so you can understand.
But I'm confident that Lisa told you last night that neither of us would be here this morning.
I don't care.
So
I don't care. Do you want to see what he did on video when I said why I was here? He ran away, did he not?
because
Man,
And
away,
then,
didn't
and then
worry
he has
about
a
it.
non-stop attitude.
I don't care.
Who
You,
had
you've got a duty
I'm asking you a
to protect.
question so that we can have a conversation. It needs to be both ways. Who ran away today? Who
That
was
guy
here?
behind there when I told him why I was here.
He won't have ran away.
Yeah, no, he did. I've got on
He's
video.
not a social
when
worker.
was
He's
that
the reception
this was
manager.
no, this
how old
was.
is he now?
It's not the point. Jack wasn't even born then. Danny was 24. We're going back
Okay.
12 years. This is how long the abuse has been going on.
And I
So why is he stalking him? Because that's what he did to my ex.
Okay.
Are you not concerned?
Bella, I am concerned, but I'm also very conscious that a number of assessments have been completed. And
You
there's
lot don't do
been-
your jobs properly. I'm
and
also aware
there
that
has
mash meeting wasn't doing, and that's why my
been-
child is where he is.
And there has been a legal episode where a judge has decided
Don't
where Jack
start.
should
Right,
be-
what happens in family court? Why don't we go to real court where they have to look at evidence?
Family court, they look at evidence.
No, they don't.
It's
Not
the
one
same-
bit of evidence was
it's
allowed
the
in.
same judges.
Not one
who
bit of
sit on
evidence was
family
allowed
court
in.
as well.
Not one bit of evidence was allowed
Then
in.
that's a complaint they need to make about the judge.
No, that's why Maria. That's
Oh,
why she
about
looked into
your
everything,
legal
come to my house and told me that the mash meeting wasn't done and this is why all this is happening. Why have I, right, herself as a social worker?
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not. She wrote that.
She wrote what?
She wrote the
wrote
abuse
abuse
report,
report.
so she needs sacking then, doesn't she? It's either true or it's not.
I'm really confused.
No, I'm not. No. How are you confused?
Because I'm trying to ask questions, and so is Vicky.
I don't
To get
understand what
to
you're
the
not understanding.
bottom, but we're trying to tell you what we're not understanding,
Go on then.
and you're not giving us a moment to do so.
Sorry, but I've had like
I completely,
years and years and years of abuse, and
completely
you're not
get
playing
that.
games. I'm
I
not
com-
playing anymore.
I completely get that, but what we asked for was to look at the court report.
I
the-
can't find
the
it.
court
You've got
order.
it. You've got it.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have it on us, would we, when we're coming down to have a conversation with
I'll
you,
wait. Go get it. I'll wait.
where it says,
I'll wait.
That children's social care have to take it back to
Yes,
court.
I'll wait.
In my understanding, I've done this job quite a lot of years, that it's
No, it
not
says
for
it's
the
I'm a
local
retard and Danny was believed. I'm a bitch and I'm this and I'm that.
Bella,
So yeah,
I
they
don't-
took it. Do you know what else Danny's got through court? If you want to go there about court. Full control of my kids' contact. My kids haven't had any contact. Why has he got control of my children's contact?
The ones he abused.
The ones he's abused. That's how court went.
What do you mean about your children's contact? I don't understand.
But
About
have you
Jack
read-
or your other children?
But all of them.
So how does
all
he
of
have
them.
control over that contact?
It's up
if
to
two of
Danny.
them live with you.
Because it's up to Danny as and when. What do you mean?
The contact
I'm
between
invisible,
Jack
yeah.
and these brothers.
Right, okay.
Them ones.
Okay.
That's how court went.
But that's a judge that's decided that, Bella,
Aye.
not us. I understand that, and they are...
Do you think the judge looked at that? That never went into court.
For context, Bella, those questions are at the back of every
It's not the point, right? You lot have writ it. We're not even talking about court now. I'm talking about this. You lot writ this. It's a significant risk. Why is my son there?
Bella, that page that you're referring to is standard questions in every single children's...
It doesn't always
There
come out as
assessments
significant risk on
that
standard
we
questions.
complete, and that is data reporting.
So are you okay with my children being force-fed a bag of chilli? Can you also tell me why an assessment wasn't done when they reported abuse?
And I think that's been dealt with in the
No, it hasn't.
complaints.
It hasn't. I won't be asking would I?
And the stage one complaint.
No, it wasn't.
Upheld.
That's why it was upheld. Because it was an thing that Jack
Your
was ignored.
children were allocated to a social worker.
Alison,
officer.
and that's what comes with.
Okay.
Okay.
But that page in isolation without the context of the full
I've got the full
assessment
report.
doesn't mean anything, okay?
I've
It's
got the full
like
report.
I
Wait, this
say-
is going to take a while. I can see.
And Bella,
Do you want to see my
I'm
dash
trying-
assessment? Do you want to see in 2017 when he sexually abused me in my sleep with Jack next to me? Do you want to see all of it?
I understand that.
You should have all this. This is from Purple House.
Okay.
but nobody's saying they don't have it. That's what I'm trying to get across.
So
Nobody's
what's the
saying
issue?
they
Is
don't
it all
have
this
it.
okay? Are you lot saying all this is okay? Come on.
Bella,
Is this okay?
what I'm saying is that we are looking at the current...
Because out there on all your
concerns
things, out
and
there on all your posters, it says it's not. It says
everything-
speak up. And my kids did speak up and look what happened.
And Bella, you're dealing with that through the complaints.
No, I'm not. I'm
procedure.
dealing with it with you right now. You're going on YouTube.
Alison.
I didn't give consent to get trapped in abuse either. Or my kids get trapped in abuse. You're getting exposed. I won't be silenced.
And that's
So
like-
what are we saying about this?
But what-
Rape's okay with my son next to me.
Nobody-
Drugging me's
If
alright.
this isn't a conversation and we can't go on with the meeting,
No, because you answer
just-
my questions.
Because you're not giving it, you're not
I am.
giving Vicky a moment to
I
answer
am.
the
Is
question.
it okay?
When we start to answer, you start saying something else.
Is
and
it
you're just
okay?
showing us one piece of paper.
Is it
So
okay?
it's a one-way conversation.
So you lot haven't done your checks then for Jack, have you?
and when we try and answer,
You haven't done
you
your
just
checks,
threaten
have
with
you?
YouTube.
Okay, this assessment has been completed due to the concerns surrounding a disclosure made by Danny and Jordan and Jack, because that's already in your reports. But that's
But that assessment
This is
was
nasty
relation
James again,
only
isn't
to
it?
Danny and Jordan.
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Because his name was at the beginning of it, not at the end.
You've done it on purpose. In regards, why is it on there then? Why was my complaint upheld about Jack disclosing about Chile?
My understanding
Yeah,
was
exactly.
that
You tied yourself right up. In regards to physical and emotional harm by a mother's ex-partner who is their young sibling, disclosed physical harm on more than one occasion and emotional harm that is of concerns. It is positive that the boys have felt confident to disclose to mum that they are having no contact with anymore. However, following this being disclosed to the police, there has been no contact made by the police. I've got the police complaint, what blaming you. You told them not to act. In regards to interviewing the boys or discussing their allegation with them, this has caused frustration for Danny and Jordan and their parents as they feel they're not being listened to or taken seriously. Danny and Jordan have stated that apart from disclosure, they have no other concerns and have stated that they are happy at home. It's been disclosed that mother suffers with mental health. Ego in narcissistic games again. Is it any wonder I suffer with mental health? For which she is getting support, and if she is having a bad day, she will shout occasionally at Jack's crying. No, what happened was, which is in the reports, Jack was beating his siblings up because that's what he was taught to do. My children were made to sit there and take beatings off Jack since he was a baby, since he was 2. Ask him, why my kids been... You'd know all this if you did your jobs properly when my boys spoke out, wouldn't you? This has caused frustration, she's getting support, she said, blah, 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 Jack can trigger her crying. Jack's crying can trigger her, but it's not all the time, and the boys have not stated they are worried about this. Why is that in there? But you was that concerned about force feeding, but he could have killed my child. He could have killed him. He's wrecked his life. My son hasn't had a childhood since that. What did Cams ring me and say?
Take all medication, belts, knives, for the dressing gown strings, and take them all
He's
out the house.
15.
Because of all the
He hasn't
abuse
had a
he's
childhood
been
since
through.
2020.
All the abuse he's been through.
What
he
else
was
does he
potentially
need help with?
suicide. Being social, he got no social life whatsoever. He's got no confidence. He's got nothing.
Is that
Ever
acceptable?
since Danny's done what he's done to him.
And I can't comment on that. 'Cause
You
I
can
have
comment as a social worker.
absolutely-
Is that acceptable? As a
I
social
have
worker, is that
no
acceptable?
involvement with him. I can't comment.
So you're ignoring abuse again.
I'm
But
not
Jack's there, so you can't ignore
ignoring
this. Jack's there.
abuse. I'm not ignoring abuse, Bella.
You are.
Everything that you're telling me about currently is
Right, this hasn't been sorted, that's
Information
why I brought it with
that
me.
has been assessed previously.
That's why I brought it with me. So when this goes viral, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah? What are you all going to say about it?
And out of
Because you've done your jobs
curiosity,
properly, haven't you?
When was that assessment completed?
What?
When was-
2022.
Okay.
So it was disclosed by the boys. 2 of our adults were present as well when Jordan spoke out in 2021.
And what was the outcome of the assessment?
Significant risk.
So, and did your children transfer to a long-term team?
No, because I'll read. Have you read it? There are no concerns regarding the care and love given by Mum to Danny and Jordan. It is concerning that Danny and Jordan have been brave enough to tell Mum of the harm they experienced at the hands of Mr. Dan. And Mum reported this to the police. It is very saddening to hear their experiences, yet as social workers, we're not in a position to tell the police. You was in a position to tell them not to do anything though.
We have never.
Do you want to see my police response from the
I have
complaint?
no problem.
They told me to
looking-
put a
You
thing
have to
against
let me
us.
finish, or we're not going to
Sorry,
get
it's
anywhere.
my PTSD.
No, and that's absolutely fine.
Mhm.
We all have different communication styles, but you have to let us answer your questions. In regards to the police saying that children's social care stops them doing anything is incorrect, and if they've sent that, then that needs to be challenged because the
Well,
police,
you can challenge them because you're blaming each other.
because I'm not blaming the police. I'm not
Social
blaming
care are
anyone
blaming
else.
the police and the police are blaming social. None of you want out to do with this
Yeah.
for some reason.
Well, that's
I think
not
it
the
might
case,
be the
is it?
you want
Because
done.
there has been assessments completed.
Ready for this one? Ready for this? I haven't finished reading.
No, because I haven't finished speaking and we're not going to get anywhere, are we? Because
Right,
we're
it
just
is
going
really,
round and round.
let me just finish this and then see what you think. It's really positive that Danny and Jordan no longer have any contact with me and they have their own safety plans in place. As a result, although there is no role for children's social care, it does not make the boys feel their voices have been heard by outside agencies. Based on the fact that the boys are not currently at risk from Mr. and have not been for some considerable time, it is in my professional opinion that the case can close to children's social care and the boys do not feel a social worker is what they need in this time. Support is available via Jordan, his GP, if he feels he needs it. And school.
I'm not sure what
But you-
question
but-
you're
but-
asking us.
But she's just asked me why they didn't have a long-term
No,
social
she
worker.
didn't. She said did. No, she didn't. She said
Well, that's
did
why they didn't, because I was
Because
begging
there was
through
clearly
court.
no concerns.
Exactly, so why I
You're
asked
not
him
letting me finish. Clearly at the end of that, what Alison said, if that has been, I'm not looking at it, so you're telling me that was wrote by Alison.
There you go.
Thank you. So what Alison is saying very clearly is that the reason that she hasn't sent for long-term support is because they're not having contact.
Exactly.
They were not sharing any concerns. So that
Let's do a
assessment
safe
done,
then. Do a safe
that
then.
assessment done 2 years ago is what was happening
Doesn't
at
change
that
a
time.
child abuser though, does it?
I'm-
You do know it's on his
explaining-
police record.
I'm not going to comment on anyone's police record that I'm not looking at with a
No, but I
police
can't,
officer.
so I've seen it.
And you can comment on anything that you want to comment on. But what Vicky's trying to say is, we're trying to look at now, why we're involved now.
I got what you did because I got it on the response last time off you. You gave Jack a separate social worker. That's this game to him. You can't play this game with me. Don't work. I had to deal with Danny for 14 years, like I told you in email.
Nobody is trying to play
You already
games
did,
with
that's
you.
why I ended up in Miranda House. You've already done it.
But what
I
I'm
got better
saying
and
is
now here I
now,
am.
what we're saying is now, you want to talk about now, do you not?
I want to
What's
talk about my
happening
son's
now.
safety and ongoing
Yeah,
abuse.
now.
Yeah.
So that's what we
So
need
this
to
is
talk
relevant.
about. But what I'm saying is, right now in this meeting, we need to talk about what's happening now. You've come all
So
this
you want
way
to try and ignore
have...
this?
No, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm being really clear with what
You
I'm
only
saying
want to talk
to
to me
you.
about what was
No,
about Jack
I'm
finding
saying,
drugs and all this.
I'm honestly we're going to have to end the meeting if you're not
No, you're
going to
not.
let us finish a sentence. Because we're trying to have a conversation and get to a resolution, but if we keep
You're
going
trying to gaslight
around,
me.
that's not going to... I'm not gaslighting
No.
anyone.
You're not allowed by law to ignore this.
I'm absolutely not, and I'm not saying the assessment will ignore that. What I'm saying is we need to talk about what's happening now. There's been a few things you've brought up, such as
There's a
staying
law.
here tonight,
I wanna see my
contact
son
you've brought
tomorrow.
up, court you've brought up, but they're the things that we could be maybe discussing, but we're not because we're going
But
backwards
she
and
just said no,
forwards.
'cause it's up to Dad.
But
And we are talk. I know that Lisa's had discussions with Dad, and I know that when she's spoken to Jack, one of the things that he said is that he misses you.
I know
So
this.
of course we are promoting that contact with
That's
you.
not what Lisa said. Is she mentally well, Lisa?
that's not
That's
an
a
appropriate
pers-
question
no,
Yeah, it
to
is.
ask.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not. It's not.
You didn't hear her on the phone to me.
No, you're right, we didn't. We didn't, but it's not appropriate to say
Because
that
she
about
told
somebody.
me that assessment
One
was
second,
done.
one
What
second.
state was I
What?
when you walked in
I
last
know.
night from the shop? No, tell
It
him.
was just school. You was in tears, literally curled up in a ball in tears.
After what? Who'd called me?
Lisa.
Hmm.
Right, question. Was that phone call recorded? Yes or no?
We don't record our phone calls now.
Obviously, they don't. I did though.
Okay, do you want to play it to me?
No.
Well, as
I've
Lisa's
recorded a lot
manager,
of things.
if you're worried about the way she's speaking with you,
No, I'm going to let you play a game and you give these people an inch.
Yeah, we're not trying to play a game. If
You
Lisa
are.
is your partner, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Your partner has just told us that our social worker from a team that we work in has been
You
that
want proof of
verbally.
lying to me, don't you?
No, I want to hear. You're saying that she
And Sonia's been
she
assessed.
she's upset you that much on that call.
Yes,
That
she
it's
did.
called just. So then I'd
She
like to
told
see
me,
what she's
what's my
saying.
problem with
I
my
would
son
like-
and Jack?
I'd like to
I'd
hear
like
that.
to hear it
No.
because if there's concerns about her practice, I'd like
No,
to
I'm
hear
putting
it.
another complaint in.
I would like.
I'm putting another complaint in.
And Bella, the complaint will come to me to deal with as Lisa's manager, and I will ask
Yeah, it's
to
going to
send.
stage 2, like, well, you are currently under investigation at stage 2 already
And
for another
Bella,
complaint.
this will be viewed as
And she's
a
just
new report.
done the same thing you're under investigation for.
Bella, this will be viewed under stage 1 initially.
Yeah, when I put the complaint in. So we'll go
Okay.
through the proper channels. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I'm not playing your games.
But if
So am I
you're-
allowed to see my son tomorrow?
I can't make that choice.
But you've just been in talks with Dad.
I cannot make that choice.
Where is he then?
But-
I can't contact him.
We promote contact between children and families.
Mhm.
Okay.
So where's my son?
I
You promote
assume
child abuse as well,
right
by the
now
looks of
he's
it.
at school. where
Is
he
it
should be.
football practice?
Right. Okay.
At school. At football practice.
Okay.
I've spoken to school today.
Okay. So that's good, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I can't make anything happen.
Well, you made me lose my child.
Of
You
course.
can do your job. You can do your job. What are 7 values of a social worker?
Right, Bella.
Is it to promote human relationships? Can you answer my questions? Do you know the 7 values of a social
I
worker?
can't quote them off the top of my head
No.
right now. No.
Do you?
But we are going to. Bella, you're asking questions about contact with your child, and you flit into something entirely different. Trying to answer your questions, okay? We will speak to Dad. We will speak to Jack and ask his views. And if both are in agreement,
But I'm pretty sure you already said that you've already spoke to Jack
Yeah, you
and got
did.
his views and
You
said
did.
that he misses her.
yeah.
But that,
Whether or not he
That's
wants.
what
You're
she's
catching
saying.
yourself up in
No,
the lies.
I'm not.
there's absolutely no.
It's called
catching-
gaslighting.
I don't think we're going to get anywhere with this meeting.
No, I'm listening. I was just
No.
explaining to you what gaslighting
So-
looks like.
And it doesn't look like this.
It
That is
doesn't.
not what anyone's trying
That's
to
why
do
I said if you choose look for
whatsoever.
me again.
Okay, so Jack is saying that he misses you and he wants to see you.
Yeah.
We'll check that out, okay?
I will
If
do.
he is still saying that, then I will look to facilitate.
Why would it not be though?
I don't know because I'm not Jack.
Why would it not be?
Because
He wouldn't miss me last week and not this week when I've had no contact with
Last
him.
time she was on camera with
He
Jack,
burst into
he
tears.
broke down in tears.
And we will check out with him whether he wants to see you, and we will facilitate that.
Thank
if
you very
possible.
much.
But the contact will only be with you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Here, like, obviously, whatever.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
Somewhere
a
that's-
place.
somewhere
I
that's-
just need to see my. I want
Somewhere
to
that's
cuddle.
appropriate for him,
Somewhere
yeah, because these
appropriate
rooms
for Jack.
aren't great.
Yeah, these rooms aren't great. If it's in a park or something like that with
Or for
where they
food, I'll
do-
take him for dinner. I'll do anything
Yeah.
he wants to do.
Well,
It's up to Jack. Jack can choose.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And we'll look
I don't need parenting tips. I'm a good mum.
Nobody
and I'm
said you
not
were a good
saying,
mum.
Bella, that you need to be supervised either. It might be that somebody picks
Well,
you.
yeah, this is the thing,
meets
right?
you
Because
somewhere.
the court order,
Mhm.
obviously, Dad's played a right game.
Mhm.
Yeah, getting Jack to lie and everything else. But I was having Jack. I
Mhm.
have been having Jack. Do you know why this happened this time?
Mhm.
Because Jack, when was it meant to pick Jack up? The 17th, 18th
Yeah.
of May.
Yeah.
So basically, what Dad did, because as Dad told you that I've been sharing in living there now as well, yeah, which you will be aware of. So I've sent it around. I've sent it to
What,
school.
you
I've
sent
sent
your
it.
child?
No, I've sent that.
Have you
So they know what their children are near.
You really shouldn't be sharing your child's social care assessment with
No,
your
just the
son.
one that says it's a significant risk. That one.
Well,
Yeah?
she's basically.
I'll
giving
share what I
him-
want.
She's
I'm just
basically
saying
giving
that
someone a
I'm
heads
trying
up.
to protect
Child.
children,
Warning
yeah. I am
people
trying to
with a
protect other
2-year-old.
people's children.
You
Yeah.
must ensure you don't share court reports there.
That in a court report.
I'm just.
That's where they messed up. I
I'm
can
just-
share this everywhere.
It's not appropriate with your child's details on, but I'm just saying if you share a court report, then you can be in really big trouble. Just to be aware.
I ain't shared a court report.
No,
But do you
and
really
I'm-
think I'm bothered about court? Like I say, I won't be silent.
Okay. So going back to seeing Jack.
Yeah.
What does he like to do?
Don't know anymore. Probably play football.
Bella, you were seeing him up until May this year, weren't you? You do know what he likes to
Maybe
do.
this year.
No.
Did you say
No,
you were meant to
May
pick
this
him
year.
up?
I fled with my
Mm.
2 children to
In
Cornwall
October.
last October.
Okay.
I saw Jack last September. He
Okay.
like all he does when I'm on camera to him is sit in his bedroom
Mhm.
on his computer.
Put himself
What
on
does he
rest.
tell you that he's interested in?
Last time it was football, fighting. Because Dad's taught him to fight. Like, Danny likes him to be like him. He likes fighting, doesn't he?
So if the weather's
He just wanted. Honestly, last time I seen him, he was crying his eyes out. He just wanted to see me and his
Okay.
brothers. He misses everybody.
So I don't know what the weather forecast is this week, but
Yeah.
if it's not raining tomorrow, what about seeing if we can set something up where where are you staying tonight?
I'm staying at my brother's in town.
Okay, could you get to East Park maybe?
Yeah, or if it's after school, because obviously it won't be in school time, maybe I can take him for lunch, well, to dinner somewhere.
Yeah.
And then Danny can have a break.
Yeah.
Anything, I just want to see my child.
Yeah.
He needs to see me. But at the same time, it's going to emotionally distress him.
Yeah, and it
Absolutely.
probably will do.
And it'll upset you.
But
as
you do
well.
know he's not allowed to cry in front of Danny. Because he gets smacked. Like I got smacked on my daughter's funeral day for crying too much. He can't cope with it 'cause he's a sociopath.
Okay.
But if we do the drop off and pick up, then he'll have
Yeah,
that.
because do not let him near me.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
absolutely not. No.
Absolutely
Because
not.
what we don't want is for Jack to be caught up in any more
No.
conflict between
Well, you
the
need
two
to
of
speak
you.
to Dad about that, and
And then
I'll
we'll-
send
we
more
will-
evidence on email
but we-
that it's him
But
lying
yeah.
to Jack. It's called mental and emotional abuse. It's actual coercive control,
Mm.
and it's also parental alienation.
And we will be looking at all of these things, but the really important person in this, and the really
Is
important thing, is that Jack is not exposed to this.
Why are you telling me this?
I'm just saying that you're.
Another thing you need to be very, very aware of in what you're writing down and believing. Dad's a pro at making fake profiles.
Okay.
Do you know he got away with cervical cancer when Jack was a baby, like about 4 months old?
Mm.
That's when the police and social come and knocked when his sister spoke out, Becky. He's got another auntie called Becky, right? He's only just made friends with Nicole and his mum and Coral just as court started. He's very, very clever, okay? They didn't speak to him since Jack doesn't actually know the rest of the family. He's only just got to know him
Okay.
when he was forced into contact.
What's
So what he did was he made a fake profile of his Nicole, yeah, because they was arguing, and he wished Jack to die of cancer, and that's how he got classed as malicious.
Right.
That's what he does. He's a sociopath.
Okay. The important thing is though, you've got really strong views about him, haven't you?
Obviously,
And
I'm not going to give him a gold star now, am I?
And I assume that he's probably got quite strong views about
I don't
you.
care what he thinks about me.
But
He had that strong views about me, what he was saying in
But-
court, and then handing Jack over to me.
Bella, the important.
I was fighting. I had to get threatened to have my child removed off me, and I still did. I had my child removed off me because I couldn't back down because I had to protect my children. I don't
Bella,
just have Jack.
The important thing is that Jack doesn't
I don't talk to
hear
Jack about it. I
or
don't want to hear this.
feel how upset you are with
Well, I will
Danny
cry
and the
when I
whole
see him.
And that's understandable because you miss your little boy, Jack.
And he'll cry too. You'll,
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something, whoever's supervising this, you can go supervising with Danny and you'll see the difference between Jack's behaviour around me and Jack's behaviour around him.
So what I'm going to do is, Lisa's in a meeting at the moment and it's...
I don't want to work with Lisa. I'm refusing to work with Lisa.
Okay, once she's completed her assessment, because it is...
No, well, someone else is going to
isn't
have to do it.
completed yet, but she's got a lot of the information and she has met Jack and she's got his views.
Yeah, she told me everything yesterday. She
Is
told me I'm full of shit, basically.
That
It's good on
we-
child in need. That's not happening. That's not happening on my watch. I'm not here for this. I'm not here to form a friendship group.
But,
I'm here for justice and truth.
But-
And protection of my child.
but Bella, you're saying you've got concerns about him being in his dad's care,
Obviously, I have.
and we're saying that we're
So have
worried
you.
about...
So have you.
And we're saying that we've got some worries about the emotional impact on Jack because of...
No, but you lot
Wait,
don't get to
Bella,
play games on me,
Bella.
remove my child and expect me to be sat here with a smile on my face. I've got a heart. I feel emotions. I'm not a sociopath.
Bella,
I
I'm
brought my
trying
child up. I gave birth to him.
explain our processes. You're telling me you've got worries about him living with his dad.
Hmm.
We're worried about the emotional impact of
I'm worried
Jack.
about it.
Bella, let me talk, please. You're worried about Jack. We're worried about Jack being caught in the middle of this. We're recommending that further work is completed with Jack and his dad and with you to reduce that conflict.
No, I'm not doing this. You're going to remove my son.
We're not going to remove
You
his
are.
son.
You are. Because what about this? He can't be a significant risk to two when he's abused all three.
But I think
This ain't happening. And what you can do when Danny gets arrested in a bit or tomorrow or whenever, yeah? For ongoing abuse of me and Jack. Because I'm me. Where do you think I am tonight
Okay.
at 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not messing about.
Okay.
And I've got proof.
But we're recommending.
And this is what's concerning me about Lisa. So, how can she not see what's literally in front of her face?
It's her job to pull all the information together, and there is quite a complex history of Jack.
She's already told me yesterday. Yeah, that's because his dad's a sociopath and makes it complex. It's quite simple, actually.
But is Lisa right or wrong in that there are some concerns about Jack's emotional well-being at the moment?
For me, from my side.
In general.
Yeah. Do you know, right,
In
what did I do when I came to Cornwall? What did I have to pretend to Danny so he wouldn't abuse Jack?
Basically, you didn't care.
Okay.
So he'd leave my son alone.
Right.
Yeah. Because he does things like this when he can't get to me. And
But-
when he lost control when I left. Why do
But
you think he's doing all this now? Why is Jack
When
got a
she
new mum?
can't sleep or she's breaking down in tears every night because she misses her son. She's literally in bits every night because she misses her son now.
And I,
Yeah, Jack Danny won't. Not through court when he wasn't seeing him. He was on a drugs test in court. That was ignored. I passed mine.
but I think
I passed mine.
what we can both agree on is that there are some ongoing worries for Jack at the moment.
But,
aren't
yeah, of
there?
course there is. He's with a sociopath. He's
And
getting mentally
that
abused.
is why, you know, our concerns about Jack's emotional well-being.
You're not that
why-
concerned or he
Bella.
still won't be there.
Bella, I can't remove him, okay?
You
But
can.
we can support under child in need and continue to work with
Child
Jack
protection.
to understand his lived experiences.
You won't
To
do
get
child
to the-
protection because then the police have to come and then it comes out that the mashing never happened in the first place. I was begging. I've got everything from Alison to Marie to Mohammed. I've kept everything. I've got a lot of evidence. I was begging for my children to be put on child protection
Okay.
in my care. Why would someone do that?
But we would only go to child protection when we've got significant concerns.
That's what
And
they
I
said.
Feel,
And then I had Jack removed. It doesn't
I
make sense.
feel at the
does it?
moment though, Bella, that we can work with your family under child in need.
No, you can't. You're working for sociopath. It's literally playing you all like puppets. And I'm proving it. And you're going, I can't see anything.
But we will listen to him and we will listen to you. But the little voice that we're going to listen most to is Jack.
Oh, well, he'll be coming home then.
And Jack is
Right,
saying
that's brilliant.
Jack is saying that he misses his mum and he wants to see you.
He also says in the report he wants to live with me, doesn't he wants to live with me and his brothers, where he's always lived.
But the court have ordered something different, and if
No, you can take him back to court. So you're telling me as a social worker, with significant concerns, because he's a significant risk and there's ongoing abuse, that you can't go and apply for a court order. Are you telling me that as a social worker?
and we could if we could evidence that.
Right, well, we can evidence it and that's why I'm here.
Okay, and we've got a different view on that at the moment.
Why have you?
Because I can't evidence the current level of harm that you're suggesting.
Why can't you?
I am because a lot of it's historical and it's been assessed
No,
previously.
you don't do that. You don't do that. Child abusers don't just think, oh, I think I'll change.
Bella.
Abuse is ongoing and I'm proving it. I'm also proving that it's. Did you lot ring him telling Danny? I have emailed it, so but you've been stonewalling me. So did you lot ring Danny and tell him that I rang yous saying that Jack was soiling himself 8 times a day?
I've not made any phone calls.
No, because that never happened. What happened was I rang the school and I told them what you lot had done, and I sent all the abuse reports over, and they made a referral because they were concerned.
Okay.
Right, and then so it's already in your reports. He's done this for years. Social have had to stay involved before because of this. When I was working with Purple House and stuff, what he does is he triangulates. Right, so when he's abusing, he rings the police on me. Do you know when he was doing the chilly things, Jordan? Do you know he was messaging me about his girlfriend and how he used to how they did Prince Charming and that in a play? It's called deflection. It's called covering his tracks. He's a very, very clever, manipulative sociopath. You've got the report.
Okay.
And unfortunately for him, he can't do it anymore because I've learned all about narcissists, I've learned all about sociopaths, and guess what else? You lot can't do it anymore either. How do you think I work your games out? Because they're narcissistic. Sorry, but that's how you got Jack off me. And Jack's in danger because you lot didn't do a mash meeting. That's what it boils down to.
Going to continue working with him though, around the emotional impact.
What's going on in the 6-week holidays? Because I've had this conversation with the head teacher today. They can't keep an eye on Jack. And he's going daily to the emotional wellbeing team. So is someone going to go daily to Jack throughout the 6-week holidays?
And that's probably unlikely, if I'm being completely honest.
Well,
Bella,
then his
but he
needs
will
have
be
been met.
transferred to one of our locality teams.
Then his needs have been met, are they? Because when he's not getting their support from school, where's he getting it
I
from?
don't know the level of that support that he's accessing at the
You do?
moment when he's going to see school.
Oh, I'll show you now the email of school. I've also an investigation officer who's at the stage 2 one because he asked me for it specifically. This is really, really ridiculous, to be honest. I've sent you've actually already got it on email.
And some children do go and check in with their wellbeing worker every
No,
single
now you're
day.
making it. See what I mean with gaslighting?
I'm just saying.
There you
in
go.
general.
Got an answer for everything, haven't they?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
That's not normal. No, it's not normal
But-
for a child at school to go into. He wasn't doing it when he lived with me.
But what it doesn't say is any context around what he's saying to his
He's
wellbeing
obviously
worker.
emotionally distressed because he's been kept away from his mum. When he started on his friends because he's getting violent and he's angry. He's angry because he can't. He's a child. He can't think his emotions, you know. And obviously, I don't even think he's allowed to talk about me, to be honest. His girlfriend, Danny, or whatever that thing is with. I don't know her name. I don't really want to. I don't want to know her. None of them two will tell Jack that I love him. Is that not consent? Yeah.
You can tell.
About his emotional well-being.
And that's part of my worry about the emotional impacts, because irrespective of whether parents like each other or not, there shouldn't be.
Right, put it this way, I
putting the
took
other
abuse
parent
and
down.
abuse and abuse, yeah? I took abuse and abuse and abuse because he drilled it into me. I thought it was me. I thought it was me. Yeah? When he was doing all the abuse, right? That's how he does things. He brainwashes people. I'm going to stay in Hull till this is sorted out. You as well are doing this. You're going to do your jobs properly this time. You are going to protect my child.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First thing we need to do is arrange for Jack to spend some time.
And we're not
with
going to
you,
go
if
off
that's
emotional
what-
well-being. This, if I have to video record the whole thing, yeah, I will.
Video
'Cause you-
record the whole.
My whole contact. And I'm allowed to video record my time with my own child
You
to
are.
prove that you can't make anything up about me, right?
But Bella, I'd be more interested in you having really quality time with Jack rather than
Yeah,
filming
it's fine
it.
as long as that's on. I'm not going to be stood there like that, obviously.
Yeah.
I'll just have it
Yeah.
nearby so I can hear everything.
I'd just be really mindful.
Am I allowed to? What's going to
Can
happen?
I just say, I'd just be really mindful.
He won't know it. He won't know
No.
anything.
But of what you share about your children on a YouTube channel, because when they get older, they might not.
No, I
they
won't
might
mention
not-
my kids' names.
Right, that's what I
Obviously,
was
it's
saying
just all-
earlier
It's just the corruption
about
going
the
on here.
things you're saying you were going to share. Just be mindful that when they get older, they might not have want their name shared on a YouTube
They want to
channel
press
for
charges
what they've
actually on Danny Lee. They want to
experienced.
press charges on him. Jack wants him in jail too. Jack wants him in jail.
Oh, you'd be
Have you
discussing
read
that
his
with
work
the
on
police,
Claire, what
wouldn't
it
you?
says? What about, give me that.
What, this?
Yeah, we'll put it
Yeah.
on camera as well so people look for nice seeing it, yeah? Look at his little face with his mum. That's our our family, that was his strength thing after he'd done all his abuse work with Claire, right? So, he was real proud, he'd done really, really well. Claire said he was, he done work as good as like 12-year-olds, like
How old was he when he was
emotionally
doing
intelligent, 8. So that's all mum, stay away from dad. I wasn't here, by the way, then. I wasn't working then with them. That was Jack's individual work. His safe house, who should not visit, dad. Okay, so where is the Jack's puzzles pieces, how far he got? You apparently took credit for this, no you're not. Because all you said was Jack enjoyed the work he did. That's bullying.
Yep.
Jack's writing. That's bullying. That's when he could speak out, right? That's when Jack could speak, when it was safe for him to speak. Yeah? That's sort of like how well he'd done. You know, by the end, Claire actually ended up working with Jack for 9 months instead of 3. Shielded safety, strength and protection. Yeah. So it will be, sorry. Jack's writing again. Who do I have relationships with? Friends, Claire, teachers, family, pets, mum. As you can see, you won't listen, Dad. Yeah. Mum's superwoman. Men are. But basically, that's men better worse. But anyways, I want to show you something else on my phone after on Mother's Day. Mother's Day, when Danny unblocked me on purpose to send me, emotionally abuse me. Send me a Father's Day card, yeah?
Sent your Father's Day card on
What Jack
Mother's
had
Day.
made him at school, yeah. That's what he did. He unblocked me specifically to do that. Okay. I've got a lot of evidence to show you. It's just one thing after another, and then he does something else because he's trying to take off what he's just done. So he does something else, and then it's just non-stop.
That's my worry, Bella, that I don't want Jack to be caught
But Jack is in the middle of it.
And
But-
that's what I don't want, and that's
But this is what I don't
but
want.
Bella,
That
that's
boy.
why I recommend him further long-term support for it.
Not good enough. You need to remove him. Not good enough.
But
He's abused my kids.
If-
Jack shouldn't be there.
you actually look
Oh look,
through the
I feel
abuse
worried
messages.
when I see my dad. Yeah? I feel happy when it's not school. I feel angry when I don't get what I want. I feel proud when I've done something good. I feel hurt. That's meant to say tricked, because right, so I'll tell you the story of this in a minute. I feel hurt when Dad tripped me at the pub. Coral was there when this happened. This is a chilly incident, right? Do you know what it did? You can ask Jack this. It's not fair, is it, to go and question Jack like this, but this should have been done in 2021 when the boys spoke out. And this is where we're at now, because my children still haven't been spoken to, okay? What he did was, because Jack, he likes his salad, he likes his fruit, he'll eat raw peppers if you chop them up for him and stuff like that. So Dad said, Jack, try this pepper and I'll get you 10,000 V-Bucks, yeah? So Jack said it, this is Jack's words to me. Jack's had it and he's choking. Cole's sat there watching all this, by the way, because Danny disguises things as jokes as well, yeah? It's a narcissistic family, right? And they're speaking to him as well, so it's a bit weird, isn't it? Eat this pepper and I'll get you 10,000 V-Bucks. Jack's choking. I said, what did your dad do? He said he was crying laughing. He's sadistic as well, yeah? You have to be, don't you, to do what he's done. He was crying laughing, right? So he left it at that. It wasn't obviously, he said it was a spicy pepper, obviously it was chilli, right? So then Jack, when out in the van,
Mother's Day.
out in the van, Jack asked him for the 10,000 V-Bucks. Danny said, I don't know what you're talking about, I never said that. He used to do it to the boys
Yeah,
behind a
but,
£10 note or a
just
£5
send
note
that.
and hold the penny behind it. He actually did it in front of me before we even split up, right? I didn't realise it was abuse because of the way he did it, right? So he has a penny behind his £10. It's all about control. When he sexually abused me in my sleep, I was dissociated the next day. I've learnt what that word means now. And I'd gone to Purple House. It was reported to the police, yeah? my PTSD's starting, so I'm talking about everything.
Bella, you're doing really well. You only have to share with me what you want to.
We're into both worlds.
Yeah, but I forgot my point of. Oh, my head. This is what gaslighting does to people, isn't it? All the games and everything else. He
So-
hasn't stopped, basically.
1 second. So with Danny, how he abuses Bella, he would tell Jack stuff that he shouldn't know, and then tell Bella that Jack shouldn't be finding out and stuff. But it's Danny telling him,
Yeah.
and it's Danny telling him basically.
And then Danny's abusing and he's
Yeah.
been caught out in something, and now he needs to protect him from me.
It's Jack that needs to.
It's Jack who should have been put first back then. It was
It's
me who was
Jack
putting
that
my
needs
children
to
first
be
from the start.
protected from any kind of adult conflict, and there's still a lot of that going on. Understandably, from your perspective, isn't there? There's still a lot going on that your little boy's.
He shouldn't be there, should he? I tried to get him away from that. We're not going to go there with this.
I'm not saying that there, Bella. I'm not saying he shouldn't be there or he should be there.
Really?
A court has made that decision.
No, you're not hiding behind that. You're not hiding behind that.
It's not hiding.
Yeah, you are.
behind
You're not doing it.
It's
Just like Danny's
practice
hiding
for law.
behind your corruption now. Is look what she's saying about me. Look what Alison wrote. Is she a qualified social worker? Yep. Is she qualified to do these assessments? So I guess we've all come to the same conclusion.
But-
Alison's qualified and trained to do child abuse.
But so
Whatever
was the
this
social
was, is
worker.
it an investigation?
So was the Section 37 report.
No, she
from the
wasn't.
court.
Was she? It's admitted to threatening to slit my throat, but it's alright because I was drinking. Look at the police report. It was 10 a.m.
But what? She was a qualified social worker.
So why is it alright? So why is it alright for him to slit my throat? If you have a drink, is it alright for me to threaten to slit your throat just because you had a glass of wine? Even though I wasn't drinking that day, and it can be proved. But is that normal? Is that okay? Should a social worker be writing that?
And I can't comment on
And
it,
she also
I
accused me of
haven't
alienation.
read it,
She
and I
accused me of alienation.
don't know.
I'll tell you what that is. That's called being brainwashed by a sociopath. Danny writ the section for Hardman. Danny writ that. Would you ever write in a report that it was okay to threaten to slit somebody's throat?
But I
Would
don't-
you
I
write that
don't-
personally?
I don't understand.
I don't
the
believe
full
you would.
Details and the context.
I
of
don't
it.
believe you would.
I don't know the full details, so I can't comment. on
Basically, I weren't doing what Danny wanted, so he threatened to slit my throat. He went to jail for stamping on someone's head. Do you know he did that? I won't get back with him. What did he tell me? I was cheating. You've seen the court. You've seen the Crown Court report, and this is how he does things because social work working with us properly. How could I prove anything?
But my proposal for a child in need plan is for Jack to be supported and for work to be done with everybody that's important to Jack.
No,
That includes you and that includes Danny.
I'll work with Jack, but Jack will be coming home to me
Okay.
because this will be proven.
Yeah. The only way to do that is to go back to court. Take
No, it's
all-
not.
You've got to let me finish. Take all your evidence
No.
to court.
No, you're taking him to court. You're not taking him to court.
Mm,
Yeah, you are, because I'm
okay.
proving abuse. So you're refusing to. Even with evidence of abuse, you're refusing to act.
A
Yeah?
lot of the information.
Yeah?
Bella.
Answer me, please.
No, answer the question like you said for her to let you speak.
I will
so now
answer if
the
you stop
question.
speaking when I was just about to speak. I will answer the question, not
So
a
you're
problem.
refusing with
What
all my
I'm
evidence.
What I'm saying is to be very clear, the assessment is ongoing in Vicky's team by Lisa, and they said you
When
don't
did it
like.
start?
Just let me finish.
Yeah.
I know you said you don't like Lisa,
I'm not
But-
working for her. She's lied to me.
but-
She's lying on the report.
but Lisa's nearly done with the assessment. The outcome being, which Vicky
She's
just
lying.
told you, is child in need.
How is it the outcome when I haven't finished?
Because
said-
that will be the outcome.
That
How do you
will
know
be
that?
the
You haven't done the
outcome.
assessment yet. How do you know that?
Because of
'Cause
the
it's-
information that she's gathered so far. From
So
you,
far.
from
But how do
Danny.
you know it will be child protection?
Because Vicky's just told you that. She's explained that to you
You
earlier
haven't
on.
finished.
These
You
are
haven't
all
finished the assessment.
She explained this to you right at the beginning of this conversation, right at the beginning.
So she's nearly finished her assessment.
It will be written by next week, yeah.
Or when was she planning on working with me then? How's she gathered what she's done so far to come to the conclusion of child in need when she hasn't worked with me yet?
Because of the information that Danny's told us, the information that you've shared in email, the information that
You've only got my emails the past couple of days.
information that
Which
you've
will go into
shared
the assessment
with
if
school,
relevant.
that
Oh
school
yeah,
has told
school,
us.
school I will keep emailing everything too because I know that they record it. She told me today.
And, we're
and they do
recording
send it
as
to
well,
you.
Bella, and we're looking into everything.
You're not looking into nothing.
We, Bella, if we weren't looking into anything, we wouldn't be recommending that Jack
What's
supported
Danny saying
by
then?
a child in need.
What's Danny saying?
Danny's saying that he thinks that Jack needs support as well.
For what? He's practically perfect, isn't he? Do you want to see the messages?
It's a
I'm a smacker prostitute, in case you didn't know. I've had every child I've ever taken, fallen from my flaps taken off me. That's one. He's applying for PR. And then he's moving abroad. Do you want to see the messages?
but the,
Do you want to? Actually, I'm going to show you the messages.
and I get that.
Because he's not allowed to do that either, and you're supposed to act on that as
Then
well.
there would be a court order in place about him not removing Jack from the country for more than 4 weeks. It's usually what's standard in a child
You're not
arrangement
hiding behind
order.
court, you're going to do your jobs.
Nobody is hiding behind
You are, because
court.
all you
No,
keep saying
we're
is there's a court order in place.
But there is,
It-
Bella.
Yeah, and what does it say at the bottom of it? What does social have to do if there's any concerns?
We've asked you to show us that on your phone that you said you've got on your phone.
You've got it upstairs.
But what we've said is
I
we don't
can't
have
find it
with
because you
us.
know what? I was that traumatised by the end of court. I never went back for the past 2 months because he stood outside my house when Jordan come on to
So
the
do you
school.
actually have a copy of your court
Yeah,
report then?
Of course I do.
Okay.
I just asked you to show me it and you said that you can't
I
find
can't
it.
find it.
Okay.
I've got too much evidence. I've got too many stuff on my phone.
That's
It's
why it's
lost.
important that a court sees it.
They can't read it.
No, all your evidence.
all of your new
Well,
evidence.
yous can do it
All the new
But-
as
evidence.
Bella,
social workers.
Since the order was made, is there anything new? Is what the court will want to know.
Because there is ongoing abuse.
Okay.
If man knew, it's
But
ongoing
no, but
abuse.
they didn't even take any of the old evidence, so everything's
Exactly, this is
new
what
to
they're
the
doing.
court.
Okay.
And that's what you would argue.
Huh?
If you went to
No,
court,
we're not doing
that's
that.
That's what
Court's
you would
corrupt.
argue, wouldn't
And
you?
then social stick with court and Kafka and gang up on one person. I'm the safe parent because the mash meeting wasn't done. We're not doing that again. He's also lying about Jack's not having workers. He doesn't do that, so this is
Done
school
your last
emails.
one, but
Well,
Jack
this is why you're
doesn't have
confused.
workers.
Yeah,
It's
he's
one thing after
even
another.
naming people in it.
And what date was
And
that?
you
Is that
can-
screenshot?
9th of May. And then how are you going to work with someone who
2024.
tells lies and manipulate? How can you work with someone like that? How can you trust what he's telling you?
Because if people tell lies, they usually trip themselves up eventually, don't they?
With evidence. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
That's what
And
I'm
that's
here
why
for.
it's important for us to
The
social
worst
workers to
mistake
work with
he ever
both
made, right?
families.
I took abuse and I took abuse and I took abuse, like I said, because he drilled it into me. Don't touch my kids. Do not touch my children. That's his mistake. I ain't giving up. I will get justice. The truth will come out. The mash meeting wasn't done. My son is with a sociopath who's abused his children. He's already abused Jack. It's already in your records. We're not going to go off, well, that was last year or 2 years ago. That doesn't work like that, and you know it. You know it. Why do people's children get adopted then? Why don't you give them a year to sort themselves out? Because you know it's a load of crap. Jack doesn't have any workers at all. He was refused for after school assessments, apparently. Also, the one I sent you, what you're apparently socially ringing him, having a giggle at man and my children's
That's
expense.
absolutely not the case.
So he's lying about professionals.
Well, if he's saying that professionals are ringing and laughing with him about you,
he
that's
did. He said he
clearly-
recorded the call.
And
didn't
what
he?
I'm saying is that's clearly not true.
No, just with Jack before he goes in Kaelin's.
What's the best
Why wasn't it a concern anyway? Why is it not a concern that he's lying to school and social about where Jack is? I'm the one who's told the truth. Like I'm the one who's telling the truth. I broke a court order too, haven't I? But I don't care about the court order. I won't listen to it, my kids won't listen to it. Do you think I'm listening to you? Really?
Bella, but what's the best number for us to get hold of you on?
You've got it.
Okay.
Boring again. I'll let Jack know what you're doing again. That's because I expect it on you. And why did social turn up there? I'd like to know that, please. Why did 2 social workers and a teacher have to turn up?
And I don't think 2 social workers went. I think that Lisa went with somebody from school to see Jack at the beginning of the assessment process.
Pardon?
Wherever he was staying.
When I rang school and school rang you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I disclosed that. Danny was already on his jollies.
He is
He was
already
off.
in another country.
He was off. And then he had him removed because I could have actually come up and took my son then, couldn't I? So I social rang him and gave him the heads up. I know. kiss goodbye to your contact. You should really hear this recording of Social on the phone to me. Sorry, Danny, we know exactly what she's like. I don't find any of this funny, neither do my children.
Nah, but a children's social care.
So he's lying about you. Okay. Because no one's rang him laughing at mine and my children's
Nobody.
expense from social care.
Nobody would ring and laugh
Yeah, as a social
about
worker.
as
Yeah.
a social worker.
And this
no.
is the
And if
response I
it's-
had from school as well. They said we would never do that. You've just read the email. So can you see the games? So what do you think he's doing to Jack? And you think you're going to work honestly and openly with Jack and Danny, really? Yeah.
That's what we will attempt to do. We will be
Really?
honest and open.
You will
with Jack
be.
And Danny.
Jack can't be, because he will get punished if he speaks out. And you've just admitted on camera that he's lying about authority figures. He's lying. You've just said you did not ring him and have a giggle at mine and my children's expense, and you're telling me that you're expecting to work openly and honestly. He's lying about teachers too. Yeah?
You'll be challenged appropriately about that.
I don't think you're capable. He is a full-blown sociopath. Do you know, like these people, well, you've seen it on movies probably, because you don't get many people like Danny in real life, I hope, right? When they're so charming, it's part of the disorder. He's got the charm, he's got the talk.
Gift for the gap.
And then you don't see what goes on behind closed doors.
And that's where we
I
have
do.
to work with
I
Jack
see
to
my
try and
son.
understand.
Jack ain't gonna
Yeah,
tell
but
you.
Jack will not tell you
How
when
can
he
Jack
has to go
explain
home
mental
back
abuse
home
to
now.
you? Please tell me that one. At 10 years old, how can my son explain emotional or mental abuse to you?
And he probably couldn't in so many words, but by completing direct work with him, we'll really understand what's
What
going
kind
on
of direct work do you
Such
do
is the direct way you just showed us.
with women's aid. Similar work
That ain't
to
gonna prove
them.
anything.
Well, you've just showed us it, how much it does prove.
Not with you lot, not when he's living there. Otherwise he'd have told you the truth that he's found drugs, he'd have told you the truth. Did you hear, what did Jack, I'm not even going to say this, what did Jack say about Aldi car park?
That he got into an argument with a man. He started driving off. Danny nearly ran him off the road, jumped out the van,
This is in front of Jack and the 2-year-old.
the windscreen, beat him up, got back in the van, showed him his bloody fist, and drove off.
And who said that to who?
Jack said that to Bella while on camera
Okay.
when they were
Video
speaking.
chat.
Yep, and I was witness to it.
And what did you do with that information, Bella?
Told you.
Did you report it to the police?
I'm making a statement tonight, I reported it to you.
The police
I
are
ain't
going
got
to be
no
aware of
faith in
it
you or
tonight.
the police up here.
Okay.
Is there any wonder? I mean, what's a normal procedure when children disclose abuse? What is the normal procedure for social care? What is your, procedure by law if children disclose abuse? Right, because the thing I'm really confused about is it's 3 kids speaking out. 3 children, not 1.
Then normally there would be
What's supposed to happen when children disclose abuse? Please
a
tell me.
strategy discussion.
And then what?
A Section 47 inquiry alongside a social care assessment.
And I know that wouldn't have passed because of, like I said, all my DV records, school, the police.
What do you mean by past?
Well, it wouldn't have gone NFA to put it that way. Because you already had in your records, didn't you? And from 2020, Jack disclosing about not wanting to see Dad because we were being forced fed
Which has
chili.
been assessed and then
When?
been through the court process.
No, it hasn't. This has not been into court. So stop hiding behind court.
Literally, none of this evidence went
You're
into
not
court.
hiding
They did
behind
not accept
court.
none of it.
That is not going to work with me. That report was refused. That's where they've messed up. They should have let it into court and then I've
But it
been
was
silent with
refused
it.
by the court, it wasn't refused by Children's Social Care or the police.
What have you done about it since?
We
Because the last
complete-
report is
we
we've got no consent
completed-
whatsoever.
That's something
What
that
did
should have
social?
been
No,
challenged
you've
with
written
you.
that and then you've written that
Can
you've
you
got
just
no
be really mindful that
consent.
there's children outside
Sorry.
school waiting for
And then you've
consent.
written that there's no consent and the consent. In fact, court with no social involvement.
But
that was
we
another one of my
can't
complaint things.
answer for decisions that the court made.
Not the point, this isn't that court.
But-
What's your normal procedure when children disclose abuse? What is supposed to happen when
Just-
children...
I just told you that.
No, what about where do the children get interviewed or spoken to at
As
this
part of
point?
the as part of the Section 47 inquiries has spoken to
Right,
me.
my children have never been spoken to, so you're telling me that Section 47 never happened?
I don't know if your children, your other children, not Jack, were opened up under Section 47 or under Section 17. But
Well, all
any
three of them would have
child-
been, like I said, when they disclosed abuse, it was 3 children.
And my understanding was that Jack was already open at that point.
No, he was
and
not.
you
No,
wouldn't-
none of my children was
I
open at that
believe
point.
that Jack was open to Alex at that point.
No, he
He
wasn't.
was completely-
Alex didn't come till we lived. It was the 24th of March 2021. I don't even believe social were involved at that point, actually, because they got involved through court. I didn't have social
And I'll
involved.
have to look at the chronology and the timing of events that have happened.
Can you please get me some evidence of this strategy meeting, please? Is there any way you can do
If
that?
you want what is on our system,
I'm even more
You-
concerned
if
now
you-
than I was when I walked in here.
right, that's fine. If you want a copy of what's on your children's files, there's a process that you follow.
Data protection, yeah, I know that. So,
No,
but
side
you could
request.
easily do it. You could easily do it, couldn't you? To find out why my children weren't spoken to. Where's Jack's assessment? Because it's in your reports about Dad feeding him chili. So where's the assessment?
You should have a copy of all assessments.
No assessment's been done. So why hasn't it?
And as I've just explained,
Like you've just literally told me that you haven't followed your own procedures when 3 children have spoke out about abuse.
and I've just said,
That's really
Bella,
concerning.
you're making comments, expecting an answer.
I'm
and
shocked.
talking over me. My understanding, when you made the complaint regarding your other children, then they were allocated.
No,
to
3 at
diff-
once.
But when they were allocated to another social worker, was that Jack was already open and your other children weren't. So it went back for screening with EHASH.
When this was done.
Yes.
Right, 1 minute. Here we go again.
Bella, it's already been discussed.
No, we're not doing this.
I'm really mindful that we
The
do
day,
have to
I just want to
run
show you
back
the
very
date on
soon.
this report. Yeah, I need to
I've
for
got
the
a meeting
police
at
as well.
10:30.
You've got a meeting with the
I just want to
police.
show you the date of when this report was done because it was actually done.
Can I ask that as soon as this meeting's
Yeah,
finished, that's
yeah,
turned
yeah,
off?
yeah.
I understand that completely.
Because there's
Because of
a
the
family.
people.
It was literally only recording this meeting.
No, that's absolutely fine. I know you've kept it down. I appreciate that, but I just because I'm just aware that it's got quite full up there now.
But we
I'll
don't
do as I
consent
see
to
fit
it
with it. We'll see how
being
things go from now on. We'll see how things go and what I decide to do with that.
But we can
Because you
decide to
literally
also
just
have
admitted,
consent.
you've just admitted to me that you didn't even follow procedure when my children spoke out about
That's
you.
your opinion of what's being said. Just to be very
Prove it
clear,
to me, the strategy meeting,
because
and prove it to me.
if you, I don't see the point in carrying on with this
You
meeting.
can't prove it. That's
No,
And I
why.
feel like we're going
I-
round.
I feel like we're doing. I feel like there's very.
Date on there. The disclosure of abuse was in
21st.
March 2021. The date on there is the 21st of
You
July
don't know what report
2022.
that's even from the back of.
Do you not? Do you not? What is
You're
it?
giving us back pages of reports.
Well, this
And
is all I
there's
got
a
sent
lot.
it by social, innit?
No,
That's
you-
TV
you've got the
records
full
and
report.
everything.
You haven't just been sent that back page of
No,
report.
but I just looked for the date. It's
But what I'm
21.
saying is, in this
fine,
conversation, there's a lot of blanket statements being thrown about. Saying
You'll have this,
this
won't
has
you?
said this
You'll
has
have
said
the full
that.
report,
Yes,
won't you?
we will.
Yeah, so you can go read
Um,
it for yourself.
What I'm saying is, you're throwing out a lot of blanket statements because you're recording. And when we're trying to answer what we know in this moment, without a system, without anything around us,
Should you
you're
not
not
look
letting
into it
us.
though?
You're not letting us finish. How would we know what questions you're going to ask in this
It's not the
meeting?
point, but you
We've
do
been in
assessment for
training
Jack's
all morning, come
safety.
back and organised a meeting immediately as we
This-
got back from training.
This is written by Hull Social Services, right?
But
So
that's
it's on your
not
records.
this involvement, is it? Vicky would not have had a chance to read his full case file prior to coming
This
down
is
to
even
And
more
this
concerning.
is-
So how far back do you look when you're checking for
And
Muslim
Bella,
safety?
with respect, that assessment was in relation to your other two children.
wasn't.
As I have continually
With
tried
respect,
to
is it in your records that Jack disclosed and my last complaint was upheld because social admitted that they did not respond to a referral when Jack had disclosed to school from Long Hill Primary School? Is it in your records?
It will be, Bella, and
Yeah.
you know it will be.
Yeah,
However,
thank you. So why was
as
this just
I
written?
have continued to try to explain,
Yeah.
my understanding is that Jack was already open to a social worker and your complaint was in relation to your other two children not being assessed.
No, it
that
wasn't.
element of your complaint was upheld
No, it wasn't.
and your other children were then open to Alison.
That was a
That
referral off the
assessment-
GP. That was a
I
negligence.
think we need to refocus what we want.
I think I need to come in the morning, right? I'll
Listen,
sit here
let
for
me
6 hours,
finish.
go through
That's
everything for
absolutely
you.
fine, but you
Go
won't
through
be seen by a
everything with you.
social worker.
Why not?
Because a
But
social
when are you
worker's
going to
not
spend
good.
time with me
If
to
you
actually
do-
get to the bottom of stuff?
I feel like we just need to move on because I'm trying to answer and it's I'm getting nowhere.
When are you
with
going to spend
answering
time with me
you.
so I can prove to you and show you everything I need to prove?
Well, what I'm saying to you is the focus was that you were staying here tonight. At the beginning of this meeting, you said, I'm staying here tonight.
I'll stay all month if I have to.
I
I
want
don't
to
really
see my
mind.
son tomorrow, is what you said.
Yeah, obviously.
So that needs to be the focus of what comes out of this meeting.
That's,
Alright, that's fine.
But that's what's
What
important
time
for
would
Jack, isn't
you
it?
probably be contacting me tomorrow? If it can be sorted for some contact before I travel back to Cornwall.
What time are you travelling back to Cornwall?
Well, I'll travel whenever I need to, as long as if I see Jack, I see Jack, it'll work around
As
that.
important as spending time with you is, I'm not prepared for Jack to miss school. Okay?
No, never
So
mind.
it would
Dad
be-
is.
Well,
Which
let's
I have
just
proved
keep
to you
on
as well.
track of
So
what
You're
you're
not,
looking
though,
at.
never mind. I agree with you on
So
that
it
one.
would be after school.
Yes, that's
So
absolutely
we will
fine.
contact you at some point, I don't know, probably before 2 o'clock. Is that reasonable to say?
Yeah.